from year 1 pass all the way to year 4 pass. We got 16 regions, each with their own unique environment, maps, and trucks. Now it's time to see which regions were the best and which regions were the worst in each year pass. Starting with year 1 pass, a year pass with maybe the most number of difficult regions. Now, which region is the worst region of this year pass? The Season 2 Yukon. The Yukon region has a big problem. It's very repetitive and it could be boring for many players. Mainly because of the first map of this region. In this first map, you have to drive on the same road a lot. You have to go up and down the same road many times and it gets very repetitive. Even though the second map of this region is very good and the environment of this entire region is actually very nice and beautiful and there is a good mix of mud and snow in this region, you need to spend most of your time in the first map and not the second map. In my opinion, the second map is better than the first map, but you don't get to really spend much time in this one. For most of the contracts, you have to be in the first map or you have to start from the first map. And you need to do a lot of crafting in this region. And for crafting, you need to bring the material to that factory, which means going up and down the same road even more. The fact that you need to deliver so many cargoes and you need to drive on the same road, which is not even a nice road, a lot, makes this region a bit boring. And the trucks you get in this region are not really that amazing. Now for the best map of this year pass. At first I wanted to give it to Amur. It's a very unique region. It's the most challenging region in the entire game. And there are some very unique and cool contracts that you can complete in Amur. But a region like Amur is a bit niche and not many people like to crawl in snow for a long time. And because of that, the best region of year 1 pass is going to be Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a very interesting region. I really like the road network of the first map and the contracts that you complete in this region. You get some cutscenes, you build very cool things like the paper factory, and in one contract you're going to pull a train, which is very cool. Something else that I like about Wisconsin is this mix of nice and harsh terrain. In some areas, most of the trucks in the game are going to struggle and you need to drive very slow or you're gonna get stuck. But in other areas of the map, you can easily drive on nice roads. Something that I don't like about Wisconsin is the fact that you need to craft many things with the generator. Like, I think it was metal beams. You need to craft many metal beams for some of the contracts. Other than that, it's a very fantastic region. Now for the worst region of year 2 pass. This one was very easy. Season 7, Tennessee. This region just doesn't have enough content. Tennessee has only one map and that one map is not even that good. This region has a racing theme that doesn't really go hand in hand with SnowRunner, because usually when you are playing SnowRunner or even when you're thinking about SnowRunner, you're really not thinking about driving fast or anything like that. And driving fast in a SnowRunner is not even that good. You will crash in like 5 seconds. But other than that, the contracts and the missions you have in this region are not that good. Some of the contracts are like your normal contest where you need to drive around and get to some checkpoints. And for the others, you're mostly towing some truck or vehicle. So the missions are not really that engaging and they could get a bit repetitive. And for the trucks, you unlock a very small scout that is not that good and an off-road truck that you can't really do much with it, but it's a very good truck for scouting, especially after they buffed this truck and now you can carry more fuel and repair parts. Now for the best region of year 2 pass, one of my favorite regions in the entire game, Glades. And so many people don't like this region. I think Glades is an absolutely fantastic region. The environment of this region is phenomenal. It's extremely unique and you're not going to get something similar in any other region. The road network of this entire region is very good and you spend a fair amount of time in every single map. Keep in mind, this region has 4 maps. Now, why some people don't like this region? Farming. In Glades, you need to do some farming. And for these farming missions, you need to do the exact same thing over and over and over again. So it could get repetitive, and that's why many people don't like this region. For me, it wasn't that big of a problem, and I just loved driving around in this region so much that the farming part didn't really bother me. Now for the year 3 pass. To be honest, in this year pass, we did not get a bad region. All the regions are kinda good, but if I have to choose one of them as the worst one, that one is going to be Ontario. Now, Ontario is not that bad, but it's just not as good as the rest of the regions in this year pass. And yes, I do think North Carolina is better than Ontario. Ontario has 2 unique things. First, the burnt forest, which is very unique and cool. And the whole firefighting or the water thing was introduced to this game in Ontario. And at first, it did have a problem. If you had some water in your water tank, if you closed the game or you went to another map or region or you went to the main menu, all the water in your water tank was gone. Now, what I really didn't like about Ontario was contracts. In many contracts, you needed to deliver so much water to some locations. And it really wasn't that fun since it was just so much water. Other than that, not really a bad region. It has a cool environment and some good trucks. Now the best region of year 3 pass, my number 1 favorite DLC region in the entire game, Scandinavia. I loved everything about this region except maybe for the trucks. You get 2 scouts, one of them is not really that good, the other one, Berlac 6x6, is not bad, it's a useful scout, but it's a scout. Other than that, I loved everything about Scandinavia. The environment is phenomenal. The mix of mud, ice, and snow is so amazing. You get to experience pretty much everything, maybe other than farming. You're going to experience everything in this region. And I absolutely loved the contracts of this region, especially the movie star semi-trailer. I just wanted to complete the contracts to see where I need to take this movie star semi-trailer next. The Scandinavia region was so good that I would love to see even another Scandinavia region, not gonna lie, with the movie star semi-trailer. Now for the year 4 pass. The worst region of this year pass. Unfortunately, one of my least favorite regions in the entire game. Season 16, Washington. In my review of this region, I said everything I didn't like about this region, and I'm going to quickly mention them. My number 1 problem with Washington is it's just boring. You need to get from the first map to the third map, and you just need to get from one side of the entire region to the other side of the region, and you need to do this whole driving on the same road, getting from one side of the continent to the other side of the continent like 351 times. And yes, that is my number 1 problem with Washington. It's just, for me, unfortunately, it was too boring. It does have some good things. The environment is good. The towns and factories and warehouses and these kind of things that they created in this region are really, really beautiful. And I need to mention this. They did change something about this region. Now you can get from Solace Bay to the Seltern River Mountains without getting to the Seltern River National Park, which make things a bit easier. Now for the best region of year 4 pass. Choosing the best region of this year pass was very difficult for me. At first, I wanted to give it to Quebec because it's a very good region, and the more I'm thinking about Quebec, the more I'm liking this region. At first, this region is very difficult, but the more you complete the missions and the more you fix the main highway, the easier everything gets. And something I didn't mention when I reviewed this region, something very important and unique about this region. This region is maybe the only region in the entire game where you can find a use for almost every single truck in the game. For example, in Washington, I didn't even use my Zig 612H because why would I? This region is not really that difficult. Why would I use Zig 612H? And the opposite of this could happen in a region like Amur. Why would I use my weaker trucks? Mostly I'm going to stick to the best trucks that I have. But in Quebec, things are not like that. For some missions and some areas, I felt the need of using my Kenworth 963 and Zig 612H. And at other areas, I felt the need of using my heavy-duty trucks because I needed to get to the other side of the region very fast, and I didn't need to encounter really harsh terrain for that trip. And that was a very, very fantastic thing they did for this region. This might be the only region where you can find a use for almost every single truck in the game, and that's a fantastic thing. So no truck is useless in this region. Now, other than that, some of the areas they created in this region is phenomenal, and it's an extremely beautiful region. But then I was like, maybe I should give it to Austria. I love Austria. The environment of this region is very unique, and this region is just one of the most beautiful regions in the entire game. Every single building, castle or town or whatever they created in this region is absolutely beautiful and fantastic. The two maps of this region are connected to each other in a phenomenal way that you feel like there's just one big map in this region. And the road network of this region is amazing. Basically, you can choose which road you want to take based on the trucks that you are driving at the time. And you get to visit every single corner of this region. And even though there are a lot of roads in this region, you can use every single one of them. Like, there is a reason to use them. And the missions of this region are really good. There is some farming in this region, but it's not as much as Glades. But then I realized I can't really pick one region as the best region of the year for pass. So the best regions of the year for pass are Austria and Quebec. And that's it for today's video. I see you in the next one.